What is good, everyone? OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to the PE Nintendo Switch news video, ninjas. Today we've got a bunch of great information for you guys, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So Capcom has officially announced the Disney's Afternoon Collection, which revisits DuckTales, Rescue Rangers, and more retro classics on April 18th. However, for some reason unknown to pretty much everyone on their own Twitter page, and pretty much my surprise, there is no freaking Nintendo Switch version of this game at this point. There is no Nintendo Switch version, but let's go ahead and get into what they have to say about the game first. So get ready to ride the wave of nostalgia of the NES with beloved Capcom Disney games from the 90s in a perfect mix of 8-bit platforming goodness, your favorite Disney characters, and hella extras, coming April 18th to PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4. They say that's right, we've collected 6 classic Disney games and put them in one awesome bundle. These are obvious start of the show here. You'll get to play the following gems on PS4, Xbox One, and PC with the crispest 8-bit graphics in town: Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers 2, Darkwing Duck, DuckTales, and DuckTales 2, Tailspin. So with all these games, you're going to have a rewind feature to where if you make a mistake, you can just kind of go and like rewind it so you can replay that part that you messed up on. You're also going to have a time attack, and you're also going to have a boss rush. But on top of that, there is going to be some new game modes for some of these games here. And of course, if you want the full skinny on everything, you can check out the official Capcom Unity blog. But a lot of people on their Twitter page pretty much stormed them with, why isn't this coming to Nintendo Switch? Seriously, I think I saw well over like 100 comments on, why isn't this coming to Nintendo Switch? Why isn't this coming to Nintendo Switch? And I have to ask them, why isn't this coming to Nintendo Switch? Like, at this point, I can think of a couple things. I'm not just going to sit there and say, okay, well, why isn't this coming, and not think about it. So let's think about it first. I think that's the first thing that we should do before you say, why isn't something coming? You should think about it. So the reason why I think, if there's any reasons why I can think this wouldn't be coming to Nintendo Switch, is because it's coming out April 18th, and they did not have the time to do so. They just did not have the time to do so. The studio behind this is called Digital Eclipse. And while Capcom has officially stated it's not coming to Nintendo Switch, Digital Eclipse says, well, it could come to Nintendo Switch. So I'm thinking they just didn't have their kits ready. They just didn't have the time in order to get this type of game out in a reasonable amount of time. So, I mean, like, Nintendo Switch launched March 3rd, and then they're getting this game out April 18th. So there isn't a ton of time. And I know, like, Yooka-Laylee isn't going to be day and date with the other versions, and it's launching right around the same time as this game, the Disney's Afternoon Collection. So there might be something there that's causing it. Obviously, once they get the kit and they can develop on it, then they can bring a Nintendo Switch version later. But pretty much all they're saying right now at this point is that it's coming to those systems. I personally think they knew this would happen, and they're just saying no Nintendo Switch as far as Capcom, because they don't want to lose sales. They want people who have other systems, Nintendo Switch users, which many, many, many do, obviously, at this point, so early in the console's lifespan. They don't want them to potentially hold out and not get the PS4, Xbox One, and PC version, holding out for a Nintendo Switch version. But will there be a Nintendo Switch version? Possibly. I think that there's probably going to be a Nintendo Switch version at some point. We just don't know when, because why in the world would you want, like, if you could have the option of these games on any platform, why would you want them on PS4, Xbox One, and PC when you can have a perfectly mobile and console version of it? So you basically get the 3DS version and you get the Wii U version all packed into one. You get the Game Boy Advance version and you get the GameCube version all into one. Why would you buy it on any other platform? This isn't a graphic intensive game where, you know, you can get performance issues or anything like that, okay? Where there could potentially be that. It's freaking 8-bit. So obviously everyone would buy it on this who has this system. So Capcom is obviously playing this one like, yeah, it's not going to come there because they don't want to lose any type of sales, and hopefully people buy it on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. But for me, I want to be able to play this when I'm lying down in bed, and I want to be able to play this on the go anywhere. So I will wait until it's that version, and if they don't ever bring out that version, then I will wait till it's so dirt cheap, and I'll be like, well, you should have brought it out on the platform to where I feel that it would be best, to where I can play it, to where it fits what I want the most. If you don't want to, then you don't need my money right away. So I think I'm done talking about that here. Let's go ahead and move on to the next article. And that is the South Park studio rep says that South Park, The Fractured But Whole, is not coming to Nintendo Switch. So there was a little bit of a, well, we thought there was a little bit of a tease of South Park potentially coming to the Nintendo Switch. But they have said, they officially cleared up saying, South Park, The Fractured But Whole won't be coming to the Nintendo Switch. So yeah, it's not coming, at least at this point. Maybe it'll come later down the line. Nintendo Switch is definitely getting hotter and hotter. It had a very successful launch, and it's going to be sold out for quite some time. As soon as the stock gets in, people are going to be buying it. So it's definitely a platform, especially if you're bringing games like this, which could easily be on it with no problem at all. I definitely think that you want to make sure that you have at least a mobile version, just because of this type of styles that you can play with this game. You can play it on the go. Tabletop is all various different types of modes. So hopefully more developers think that it's a good idea to start putting their games on Nintendo Switch, because it is heating up in terms of a platform, and it's starting out a lot better. Well over 1.5 million units sold at this point, and it's going to continue going with Mario Kart coming out next month. So hopefully more studios jump on board. Now moving on, Dennis Dyack is back at it again. Back at it again. He says that there is a chance that Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes could hit the Nintendo Switch. Now, here's the thing, guys, with this. Dennis Dyack says a lot of things. I think he's a great individual. He's cool. I do love his old school games. He's Eternal Darkness, for those who don't know. But, like, how does he know this? Like, what's going on? Like, does he have ties with Konami to where something like this would happen? Konami has not done much when it comes to the dedicated gaming space recently. Yes, they did Super Bomberman R. Still waiting on that patch, Konami. And they've done a couple things here and there, but they're not really heavily into this. So what would propel them? What would cause them to bring out something like this, Hideo Kojima game? Obviously, they had some issues with the older Metal Gear games when it comes to certain things, and Hideo Kojima, like, what are they going to do with that? And it just seems to me like this would just be such a weird thing for Dennis Dyack to say. Like, does he have ties to it? Does he have a team that can work on it? Who's going to develop it? So really, this was just in response to a Twitter user, and he just said yes, that it could. I wouldn't hold out for it, because this type of game would definitely need some work to come to the Nintendo Switch. It was on the GameCube, and it really hasn't been on many other systems out there. I know they've put out some as far as the Twin Snakes goes, but yes, I would love for it to come to Nintendo Switch. I think a mobile version of Metal Gear is awesome. A lot of people really loved Peace Walker. A lot of people really liked what they did before, and when it comes to the mobile Metal Gear space. So if they can put the Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes on the Nintendo Switch, I think that would be a great benefit to all the gamers out there and Metal Gear fans, but we still have to wait and see on that one. All right, and moving on to the next article here. So we do have some, I guess, confirmation, kinda, that the Nintendo Switch is powered by the X1 chip with some custom or modern APIs that were developed by NVIDIA and Nintendo in order to get more power and performance out of the system. Now look, guys, I do not want to talk tech specs, because whenever I do, I get bodied. Whenever I talk about, oh, this should be this, I always get bodied, so I'm not going to be doing that. And I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to tech specs, guys. I kind of just listen to what other people have to say on the matter and try to educate myself the best, but I still don't know how to talk about the best way. So I will redirect you guys to a dude that knows more about this, and he had a 10-minute video talking about it, and that was Spawnwave. So make sure you check out Spawnwave's channel. I will have a link to his video about the Nintendo Switch as far as the chip X-Ray and what he has to say about it. He doesn't seem so negative about it, like some people are really negative online. We already kind of knew this, didn't we, from what Eurogamer said? They say that it's around an X1, something like that. We had developers come out and say the power is in between a Wii U and the Xbox One. Well, if the power is in between a Wii U and an Xbox One, the Tegra X1 is right in between a Wii U and an Xbox One when it comes to power. There was even a comparison that they did when it comes to the power wattage and maybe what you could relatively get back when NVIDIA first showed off this chip, the Tegra X1, and how small it was. And they said, look, comparing the Xbox One to the Tegra X1 when it comes to power draw. So obviously there is some relative power there, or it's near it or something like that. So to me, it's like whatever. We see the games, and like I can play Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild anywhere I want, okay? I can play this game anywhere I want. I can play it at home. I can play it on the go. It's just an amazing game. I think the chip is fine. It's much better than Wii U based on what people are saying here. And docked or undocked, you're going to get a better Nintendo experience than what you did beforehand. And it's going to be better than the 3DS and the Wii U because it's easier to develop for. And you're pretty much going to only have to buy one game and you pretty much get both versions of it. So when Capcom comes out with Monster Hunter or whatever the case is. So for me, I'm kind of already past all that, but I know a lot of you dudes are interested. So please make sure you check out Spawnwave's video. I'll have that link in the description below, ninjas. All right, and moving on to a little bit more of a fun topic here, guys. So I asked you guys a question on Twitter. Should I actually decorate my game room with posters? And the overwhelming majority of you ninjas said yes. 71% said yes, it's boring, that my game room is completely plain with absolutely no posters. So I will be dedicating this week, or at least the rest of this week and next week, to actually positioning posters, showing you guys posters, and you guys can give me tips on how to decorate, because your boy does not know how to decorate at all. So please give me tips on that. I'll be showing you guys some. I have a Xenoblade Chronicles X poster in addition to various Super Smash Brothers posters and all that, so you guys can kind of show me where to put it. I'm thinking my Xenoblade Chronicles X poster can go right over my TV here, so you guys will see it kind of in the back near the door. And then I have a Super Smash Brothers poster with Palutena and Link and Pit that can go directly behind me. And then I can also put up some Nintendo Switch posters. Maybe I can buy them on the internet or something like that, and I can put them on my actual closet door and on my door to my room. So we'll see. What do you guys think? Where should I position the posters? How about this? You guys tell me where I should position them based on what I just said, and whoever you guys like the most, the upvotes on there, I'll position it that way. So we'll make it fun. We'll make it fun. So you guys tell me based on what I just said, where should I position my posters? You guys let me know how I should position it down below. You guys upvote where the person, whoever gives me the best design. So yeah, I'll definitely do it that way, and I'll try it out myself and see what you guys have to say. So I think it'll be pretty cool. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and hit that like button if you did like it. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future, and subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest news, reviews, discussions, and more. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you ninjas for the next video. Peace.